You know, the month of March 2018 was a very difficult time for our community here in Austin when we found ourselves under attack by a serial bomber. A bomber that took the lives of members of our community and changed us forever. I remember that morning being in my office and getting a phone call letting me know that there had been an explosion at a residence in Northeast Austin and that there was one victim. And then as we advanced to March 12th, got to my office early that morning and I got the phone call that there had been another explosion. So it was in that moment that I realized that we were under attack.
FBI teams came in from around the country to include from Quantico, everything as far away as Los Angeles, Milwaukee, and all the teams we have here in Texas.
This event in particular, ATF brought in significant explosive specialists. That was critical for processing that scene. Austin Police Department had the capital murder investigation, also their bomb technicians. As you can imagine, once we put information out to the public, they got hundreds and hundreds of calls.
On our heaviest day between March 12th and March 28th, we took 4,117 911 calls. 410 of those were suspicious package calls. Really what communications does is they take the information, the critical calls that are coming into 911, they push it out to the dispatchers. The dispatchers then push it out to the officers so the officers can respond in a timely manner.
We had to really compartmentalize what we were doing versus what everyone else was doing. Our role fell into clearing the scene, and then once that was cleared, then we had to release it and move on to a response mode.
Communications, obviously dispatchers, they're all involved in that. We all worked very well together. Everyone focused on the task at hand, focused on let's figure out who this person is and let's stop the bombings from occurring and keep the citizens of Austin safe.
When that third bomb went off, we brought in 100 troopers the very next day, and they ran thousands of calls for service and coordinated with Austin PD to make sure that every area of the city was covered.
That was the day where everything came together. And they brought us in and they put up on the whiteboard for us all of the leads that we had that absolutely tied him to these bombings. It was in that moment that you knew you had your bomber. And many of you have probably seen the video already of the suspect driving down the frontage road of I-35 in Round Rock, being followed by the Austin Police Department SWAT team and many other law enforcement officers from our local, state, and federal agencies. And when I look at that video, what I see is I see heroism, I see dedication, and I see a willingness to sacrifice on those officers, knowing that they were going to be putting themselves in a tremendous amount of harm's way to take that bomber into custody. And they did their job that day, as men and women in law enforcement do day in and day out across this country. I can say with a straight face and my hand on my heart that every single person that participated in this investigation, they left their agency initials at the door to bring justice to a community and to stop the harm that was being done.